fucking ashamed of yourself. You're fucking scum.
You're fucking pigs!
Patriarchy. Fucking rape apologist, incest supporting, woman hating, fucking scum.
You woman eater!
Patriarchy, fuckface.
You and your sons and your everybody and your bunch of fucking men.
Fucking scum.
This is what men's rights look like. This is what men's rights look like. This is what men's rights look like.
Feminist theory is not the Bible. It is not the Declaration of Independence. It is not the Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
You're damn right we target feminist ideology. Feminist ideology teaches nothing but hate and contempt for men and boys.
Feminism must be like a psychedelic drug. I swear to God, because nothing they say is remotely close to reality.
We're going to continue to call feminists out on their hate and bigotry, and we really don't give a damn if they like it or not.
Well, you know what, feminism? If you don't like the rule of law, then don't be part of society. Go somewhere else.
Blue Collar Red Pill, with your host, the One Dan Army Dan Aarons, and Jack Nightrunner Barnes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Blue Collar Red Pill Radio. This evening, we're going to be talking about activism. What you can do, what the kind of activism that you, the average guy, can do, or girl. Don't think that you are incapable. If you've got a computer, if you've got a smartphone, there's something you can do, and the MRM needs your help. So tonight, Dan and I, we're going to kind of break it down into sections. He's going to talk about real world on the street activism, and I'm going to kind of talk about online activism. So, Danny, are you there?
I am, Jack. Yeah, that's right. We're going to talk a little bit about activism. How you making out this week, though?
Man, I'll tell you what, if you hear some background noise, it's because my truck is running. I'm having to leave it running tonight because it's so cold. If I don't, it won't crank in the morning. It's colder than Jessica Valenti's titty in a brass bra up here.
That's pretty cold. That's pretty harsh.
It's as cold as a feminist's heart.
Oh, that's pretty cold. Black too. Yeah, black and cold, empathetic. Yeah. No compassion. Yeah. That's pretty nasty. Okay, that's cool. How am I making out? Well, geez, we finally got some snow on the ground. It's only January 5th up here, and finally the snow has kind of come. I hope. I think. I don't know. Well, actually, I don't want it to stay, but it looks like winter's finally here. We had rain for like Christmas and New Year's and shit like that. Or actually, New Year's it really dropped down. But it's been kind of quiet, easy going. I'm doing pretty good, I guess you could say. Getting ready for a really good year, as 2015 is shaping up to be so far. Just on the heels of 2014, a really stellar year, where feminism got cunt punted.
Yes, and they've already stepped in it again this year. Already. It ain't right. Hashtag. Oh my God. On Twitter. Okay, guys, someone like last year or 2013 even, back that far, started this "it ain't rape" hashtag where people go in and tell shitty rape jokes, right?
Exactly. No, it goes back to like 2012 or 2011.
Really?
Like that? Oh yeah, it goes like
that far?
Way back. Yeah, and it has, both guys and girls poking fun at it. I'm trying to remember what was going on back then. I'm wondering what scandal, what was the scandal du jour, scandal of the day back in the, back at that time. But, there was, that hashtag goes way back then. Whole bunch of people tweeting on it, both guys and girls. There were some people saying, back in 2012, actually, some wise person, incredibly wise person just said, solution to it ain't rape hashtag mute it, and that was it. But no. Here we are, 2015, and feminists are rage against the this. It is rather dark humor. I haven't seen too many funny tweets. I will admit that I haven't seen too many funny tweets.
No.
The one funny tweet that I did see is that I will not participate in It Ain't Rape, and that was that was about the funniest tweet I seen. That really
I'm looking at this now, and I see a lot of funny shit. I see a lot of funny shit here.
Maybe it's changed. Well, I was going back. I was tracing it back through like a long time ago. There's some really interesting tweets that are brought up. Actually, there's ones like I remember. I know that there's one from a girl who says, it ain't rape if you're waving your ass in his face, sort of deal, and they're like basically calling it out. Or it ain't rape if it's so and so. Apparently, somebody had a crush on somebody. Some woman had a crush on a guy, and they were pointing out some interesting things.
Yeah,
Tumblr has certainly picked up on it.
Oh yeah, go ahead, James.
Well, I mean, everybody here knows that Tumblr is made up almost entirely of dysfunctional, feminist, otherkin varieties of people, and
just call it Fembler.
Fembler, yeah. Well, go figure. But yeah, it's if you actually put in "it ain't rape," the hashtag "it ain't rape" into the Google search, Tumblr is the first thing that pops up, not Twitter.
Really?
Yep. And they are going absolutely nuts.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw one that was kind of funny. It said, "It ain't rape if it's a cow."
Yeah, only if it's decaffeinated. And that's no bull.
Oh.
Double whammy! Woohoo! Extra rapey.
Yeah, you tried to milk that for all it was worth, didn't you?
Yeah. What? James, you said there was some funny stuff over there. Have you got it up where you can read it?
Yeah, we've got this guy running around saying, "Oh, well, the "it ain't rape" tag basically means my daughters will be black belts and carrying concealed weapons permits before I let them out of the house. And "it ain't rape" killed my faith that we can actually teach men not to rape. So I'm gonna have to teach my girls how to castrate. This is ridiculous.
There is some really nasty fucking tweets too. I think I seen one something along the lines of all you Mexicans who are tweeting on this hashtag need to be killed by the cartel. Like some really, really nasty, people on this hashtag. Now the ones that are poking fun at this, the Fembler feminist definition of rape, and not forced sex. That's what's literally going on, and I guess this is the Fembler feminists fighting back.
Well, I've seen a woman or two women text, after looking at this hashtag, explain to me why I shouldn't be afraid of all men. And I went in there and I said, "Were you afraid of all Muslims after 9/11? You stop being a bigot." Oh, one of them says, "I have a right to my feelings." Yeah, and I have a right to call you out on your bullshit too.
Well, I mean, and here's my stock answer to that. Because indeed, they do have a right to their feelings, but they do not have a right to have their feelings protected by law.
Well, they also don't get a right to warp fucking reality with this cultured rape culture.
Yeah.
Jeez. Stare rape, fart rape. They watered down a serious crime. And let's make no mistake about it. Forced sex is a serious crime. Fembler feminism and the social justice warrior cunts have watered down a serious crime. Okay, from forced sex into stare rape and fart rape.
Yep.
Fart
Dan.
I mean, I actually had to hear you say that twice before I said something. But that's a thing, really.
Yeah. It just shows that. I mean, okay, this hashtag and the feminists going nuts over it, the whole man spreading thing, that shows you that feminism is grasping at every little possible thing it can to try to remain relevant.
Yeah,
But the more it's like trying to hold on to a greased pig. I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys have ever tried to grab hold of a greased pig or not, but those motherfuckers are really damn slippery.
yeah. I tend to stay with feminists.
Oh.
And for them, yeah, that's a good one. A greased working, but if
I thought-
but
I
I
think
thought
I'm
I'd
looking
throw
at
that in. I
the
just
whole-
thought I'd throw that in there.
the more you try to squeeze, the more the rolls of fat just roll out. You can't capture it. You know what I mean? I mean, this is exactly what the feminists are trying to do here. They see every little roll and they try to squeeze it, and it's just not working because they'll lose track of the next one.
Well, it's actually backfiring. It's actually backfiring on them because it makes them look that much more stupid and that much more like we just need to ignore these people.
James, in all seriousness, there, I'm sorry about the greased pig reference. Didn't mean to bore y'all.
Okay, guys, let's.
This, folks, is what we do in the name of activism.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get started on some activism. Dan?
This is actually part of activism. This is enjoying a good laugh amongst friends.
Yeah.
Being able to let you put your feet up on the table and keeping a good, positive mental attitude. That's part of activism. It is actually that. But we should dig it. We should get into this hearty bit of work that we do.
Dan, why don't you start out with street activism? What people can do in their communities and their hometowns.
Well, all right. Well, I long time ago, I think back in a long time ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I coined the phrase "hang 'em high," about posters. And what that had to do with was a poster. I believe it was Neil Westlake who designed it, and it was all men are rapists. Rape is, all that poster. All men are rapists, or something like that. And the feminists didn't like that one, and they kept on tearing it down. And so I kept on going back to this one area, and I put it up. First time, I put it up, face level. Then, they ripped it down. So I went back. I put it up, hand as high as I could level, and they ripped that down. So I went back again. I had my bike with me. I put it up on top of the bike level, just at the crankshaft level, so another foot or two. And I kept on raising up until I was literally climbing up on top of a telephone box and putting it up there. And it took them a while to take that one down. So be diligent about, your postering. Now, I've got experience with heights. I used to do siding, soffit, fascia, exterior renovations, pretty much anything to do with exterior renovations. And I had experience with heights, and I'm quite confident when I climb. I've been climbing since I was, just a little kid, giving my parents gray hairs and mini heart attacks as I waved to them from the old oak tree sort of gig. And actually, the only time I ever fell was when I trusted my boss when he set up the ladder. That one. But yeah, so that's a different tangent there. But anyways, so yeah, be diligent. Go back and hit high traffic areas and just and think about your high traffic areas too, because odds are you're going to be putting up small 8.5 by 11 posters sort of deal. So you want to hit like kind of foot traffic areas or by bus stops or something like that. Now I actually hit the bus stops with stickers, because they get government funding. And keep it to government funding if you're going to hit places. No private property. You don't want to do that. Although I am guilty of putting one sticker up about isn't it domestic violence when she's doing it, because I did come across a white fibbing poster, so I thought I had to correct it. That was just my moral dilemma there, and I admit I wronged and made sure that the message got out that it is domestic violence when she is doing it, even though it was kind of on private property. But it was a white fibbing poster, so I was just correcting their lies. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, be diligent. Keep it to public property. Footpaths, bike paths, great places. Stop crosswalks. There's a great place as well. That's what you can do with like posters and stickers. That's fairly straightforward stuff. Know your audience when you if you're going to start talking to people about it. Know your audience and know your facts. Learn your facts. That should be number one if you're going to start interacting with people. Know your facts. For instance, I know off the top of my head the last general social survey numbers on domestic violence. I know off the top of my head that 8 men a day kill themselves in Canada, and I know that 4 out of 5 suicides around the world are guys. The suicide population. I know these numbers off the top of my head, and I know them off by heart. I also know that they're failing an education system, and know feminist hypocrisies and bigotry. Know that too. For instance, how we shouldn't. They promote. You never hit a girl, but they never promote. You don't hit a guy. They don't. There's just one simple example. Be fairly comfortable with your audience and know your audience too. There's a big one there. What about you guys? You guys got anything to add on that, or? Hello.
Sorry. No, I would just say, like, know your local laws, too. Do a little research on that if you're going to be posting, because there is, Memphis, city I live not far from, they have a deal of no posting on telephone poles. They have a city ordinance about that because people were using staples and thumbtacks, little push pins, and you walk by a telephone pole and it's you don't want to touch it, because if you do, you're going to get stabbed. And so they said, look, no more posters on telephone poles of any kind because of that. And so, get to know your local laws. And whenever you go out and do any sort of real world activism, I would highly suggest that you do not go alone. And you always be recording. Now, I know Dan.
Never go alone. Always be recording. I know I've gotten on to Dan about it in the past. Dan's heard.
I got Jeb with me. I do. I got Jeb with me.
A dog's not going to be able to vouch for you when the cops drag your ass down to the police station because some dumbass individual said you did something. But this is extremely important. If you go out postering or protesting or anything like that, never, ever go out alone.
Yeah, you should do it always. You should always have a wingman, a couple of wing people too. I do it lax, but I know my area, and yeah, I know it's been kind of bad, and it's bad. But yeah, I do it anyways. I can get away with it.
In other words,
I got Jeb with me.
In other words, do as Dan says, not as he does.
Well, don't forget. Now hold on here. Now, I'm in a bit of a different situation. I'm in a bit of a unique situation here, and I'll be brutally blunt about this. But I don't have to worry about my income being threatened. If push comes to shove, I can flip on the hunger strike in a heartbeat, and the local law enforcement know that. And it really makes them kind of scared. I did it before, 14 days, and it really made them scared, okay? So they really like to keep away from me and don't like to bother with me. I've also had one of their documents, it was a 15-page document on domestic violence with inflated numbers. I had one of their documents taken down, the local police. The local judiciary don't like me at all. I went in for a friend's driving infraction court case. He called me in as a special kind of witness. And when I dropped my name, the next day they sent in 6 cops. Now, I don't have a long record. As a matter of fact, I have 1 charge against me. It's not even a really big charge, but I have 1 charge against me. But because of my history in the area, my local history in the area, which is well documented against the injustice system, they are afraid of me. So yeah, they sent in 6 cops the next day. And when they called a break, my buddy said that he was just going to leave his jacket in the courtroom. And I said to him, I don't know there, Derek. It looks like gang territory around here. I see a lot of people wearing the same color, sporting guns. We were in there for a seatbelt infraction is what it was. So they know me, and they're not really going to want to tangle with me. So yeah, I'm in a little bit of a different boat. But getting back on topic. So yeah, know your target, know your numbers, know your information, know your statistics, and know your target audience. Your target, like if you're talking to somebody high school level, university level, you might want to start off with Rapid and Latex, or she's going to get your paychecks, okay, and start break the ice with them that way. Open up a conversation with them and explain to them, listen, you have no reproductive rights. Think about this here. This is what's going on. Divorce, you get to a little older level, of individual, and you want to start talking about divorce situation. And, if you're talking to, a woman, you want to bring up how, suicide, that one hits all levels. And divorce, what about seeing, your grandkids or something like that? What if it's your son who's going through these things? So, you want to appeal to their good nature when you're talking to them about things. So yeah, know your audience if you're going to start interacting with the crowds, which I do. And like I said, I'm fairly well known in the area as well. My family's been here since Prohibition days, and they're good Roman Catholics, so no birth control. There's a lot of us around. I don't have to worry about that. There's a few other things, odds and sods. I don't know why, but people tend to come up to me for will stop me and ask me for directions, and I just seem to have an innocent demeanor about me, even though I look like I don't know what's his name from Rob Zombie, even though I look like Rob Zombie, kind of. Long hair, goatee going on. A little grayer than Rob Zombie, though, unfortunately. And I don't get the money and the chicks like he does. I don't know what's going on there.
I was going to say you look like a cross between Hugh Hefner and a biker, but anyway.
So, yeah, know your audience. Also, you might want to, if you're hanging posters, pick your time of year for things, too. If it's Christmas time and you're able to, you want to hang probably something to do with father's rights and child's rights to both parents. Again, on Father's Day as well, you'd want to kind of pick that time to hammer with that type of a message. International Day of Suicide is I believe that's in April or something like that, or March. You want to hammer home the suicide message at those times. November, prostate cancer, you want to hammer home that one. Schools start in September, you want to hammer home the fact that guys are falling behind in education system, and right across the board falling behind in the education system from kindergarten on. And as a matter of fact, if your child happens to be in early childhood education or preschool or whatever like that, and she happens to run across one of those radfems from, or if they happen to run across one of those radfems from Australia, there, what was her name? Pilkhurst or something like that? Plankhurst? What the heck was her name, James? That one radfem chick that was in preschool that thought about, little Mr. Future Rapist throwing him through the window?
That was
Anodyne or something like that.
No. That. Give me a second.
She was from Alabama, wasn't she?
Lorraine something. I'd have to look it up.
If your young child happens to run across one of these cretins there, just know that they're working in the system, the education system, and basically telling your son, possibly your son, your grandson, that he is a future criminal.
Yep. Yeah. James, you just brought up a Twitter or a tweet here that Danny, you remember what was it, a couple weeks ago when that the 3 shot glasses were making the rounds over on the Yes All Women tag on Twitter?
That is the best fucking tweet. That sums up feminism in a nutshell.
Somebody's put one over on the It Ain't Right tag, and the feminists are not real happy about it, doesn't seem like. The guy says, it ain't right just because you regret it sober the next morning, and the 3 shot glasses. Now, I'm going to try to describe this image for our listeners. Picture 3 glasses that are half full. The one on the left, above it says optimist, and below it says the glass is half full. The middle one says pessimist. Below it says the glass is half empty. And the third one says feminist, and below it says the glass is being raped. And there's a couple comments down here. One guy says, "Get the fuck out of here! Don't you think rape is an issue at all?" That is fixing to start making the rounds.
Well, of course, rape is an issue because we have a whole lot of people in prison for doing it. But rape is not a feminist issue.
Exactly.
They don't own the discourse on it, or rather, they sure are working to own the discourse on it. And so far, at least in those areas where you have a lot of young, impressionable people, college age specifically, who really want to stick it to mom and dad, and my God, I fucking hate the establishment because I got to grow up and I got hair on my dick and I didn't know that was going to happen and I'm traumatized. They are naturally going to move toward the more feministy side of things. They will attempt to buck reality. And if feminism isn't a denial of reality, I don't know what is.
Feminism is reality. I'm telling you, feminism is raping reality.
Here's another one.
It's a mind fuck, and it's forced down their throats in school.
Yeah, there's a lot of these tweets. It ain't right is trending topic. Tell me why I shouldn't be scared of men.
Right.
Yeah. Here's another one that I thought was pretty good. It makes me sick to my stomach that women who stand up to rape culture are shamed with words like feminist and ignorant. Well, those are kind of the same words, but anyway.
If that's a blatant admission right there.
Yeah.
That they know that the word feminist is toxic.
Oh, they're running from. It was like a beautiful trifecta that broke in the last quarter of 2014. We pushed hard the first 3 quarters of the year. We had the domestic violence conference, cafe. Stroked right on through from January to June, sort of deal with their lectures. Then we had the domestic violence conference with Attila Vixner up here in Toronto. Then it was down to Detroit for the international conference. Then over to Georgia for down to Georgia for Sage's there. And by the way, my Skype says that it's Sage's birthday. Happy birthday, you gingiarchy bastard! If you're out there. So then it was that, and then all of a sudden, things didn't look so good. The UVA rape story broke on Rolling Stone, and lo and behold, doesn't it turn out to be like as bad as I don't know. I don't know how to describe. I guess as bad for feminism as the Duke lacrosse, case.
Oh, it was worse. It was worse because these feminists were backing this person up, and then when it come out that it was 50-50 that she might be lying, they said, well, we've got to believe her anyway. And then it come out that she probably is lying, and they're still, well, we've got to believe the victim. We've got to believe her. She said she was what? And people, the general public, the people who don't know anything about all this stuff, about men's rights or feminism or anything, are looking at feminists going, excuse me, what the fuck? It's blowing up in their faces bad.
So it breaks that it's the story ain't fucking worth ain't worth shit, or credibility is crap. So that story breaks. Then it was it was something else that hit, and then it was the man spreading one. That was the trifecta that ended the year for feminism. I don't know. It could be them having a huge fit about feminism being included in Time Magazine's words to ban in 2015. There was that. No, there was something else to do with. It was the It was the Bureau of Justice and Statistics report coming out saying that you've got a 0.67% chance of being raped in university. I believe that was it. Yeah, that was the second part. And then it was the man spreading. So the rape culture took 2 hits, and then feminist idiocy took one big hit for the trifecta to end the year. And what a grand year it was. Oh, my God, I'm looking forward to 2015. It is looking great so far.
Yep.
So, yeah, Twitter activism is good.
Yes. Twitter activism, doing online activism, it actually, guys, it makes more of an impact than you think because you reach people that way. And
you know what really started getting me sort of hyped up? I want to say it was late 2011 through about mid-2012. All of a sudden, you started seeing comments sections of various online publications have a different point of view other than feminism. Now, it may have been going on before then, but at that particular time, it started exploding. And I was able to sit back and watch. And that was amazing. Something as simple as taking part in community discussions and putting out the facts and the figures when you run across a particularly bad piece in the comments section does a lot. People read those. If for nothing else, than to go, oh, the drama is so cool, okay, or to find something to be offended at. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So go in, and at the risk of being banned or whatever, if you need an alt account, make one. Go in and put in the facts and the figures concerning whatever the topic of discussion is in the article itself.
Yeah, that is very important. Now, there's a what is that one quote unquote media website that has banned all of us preemptively? What was that? Policy Mike?
Raw Story.
Raw Story. Okay, Raw Story. Yeah, a lot of those places, they won't tolerate anything that even remotely questions feminism. So, guys,
even if it's a fact, they don't want to hear it.
Yeah, no. It's...
If feminism says the sky is green and you go in and say, no, actually the sky is blue, that's the ban hammer on your ass.
Yep. So what you do in those situations is, hear me out on this. Now, we have a Voice for Men, and we have antimisgendry.com and other MRM websites out there. Whenever someone goes in and does a Google search on a particular topic or anything to do with feminism or men's rights, they're going to see those 2 or 3 or more websites pop up. But they're only those few. And they're going to see other media websites like Raw Story and Policy Mike, which I think they just call it Mike now. But anyway, and they're going to see a kind of a mixture there. Now, even though, like, for instance, A Voice for Men draws thousands of views a day, it's still just one website. Imagine if someone went in and put in rape culture and got 100 or 1,000 different blogs calling out rape culture for the bullshit that it is. It doesn't matter that each one of those blogs is basically saying the same thing, not copy and paste, but the same ideas. It doesn't matter that they're seeing all these blogs calling out rape culture for bullshit, where they used to see just 1 or 2, and then the media's saying, oh, rape culture is real. Imagine if every time Jessica Valenti wrote one of her bullshit articles, 1,000 different people on each on their individual blog called her out for her bullshit. Things would change. That would be a game changer. So, guys, I really strongly urge you to consider starting your own blogs. It doesn't matter that you can write or not. You don't have to write well. You don't have to write a long article. You could write 2 paragraphs about something and make that your blog post for the day. If you hear something on one of the radio shows and you think, well, I've got a little bit of different perspective on that, put it in your blog post. Read an article on AVfM, and you've seen these long comments on AVfM. Take those and put them into a blog post on your website. Make that long comment on AVfM, but also put it into your blog post, or in your blog as a post. And all of this stuff, if each one of us were to do that and just flood the internet with all these blogs and all these, talking about all this different stuff, I believe that would be just more of a game changer than people realize. What do you guys think?
James?
No, I agree. Unfortunately, I'm caught up with what I do here, speaking on the radio with you fine gentlemen and things of that nature. When I first got involved with the men's rights movement, I think I had a blog for all of about, a month and a half. And then I switched the blog over to another name and revamped it later on. And I think I might have put one more blog post up that reflects a more individualist ideology that I ascribe to. And other than that, I've kept myself pretty active in other arenas. Not everybody can do that, or not everybody has the time to be able to do that. So having a blog and sitting down and throwing a paragraph out here or there is important. It is important. It is cumulative in the culture. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
By all means, make a Tumblr.
Oh, come on. That's fucking cruel.
No. The idea is to use our heteropatriarchal appropriation powers to take over Tumblr and oppress all the feminists on it.
Yeah.
I'm such an evil bastard. But yeah, seriously. Tumblr's a good place to start. I mean, at the very least, you can put, funny GIFs and shit like that up. You can reblog other people's good ideas. Not too bad. And you could put your own ideas on top of everything else. Create a Reddit and hope that the admins don't shut you down.
Yeah. Well, the blog is to me is very important because it's important for the wider population to know that, hey, we're not just, the 20 or 30 people that you see regularly posting articles on AVfM. There's a lot more of us out there than that. And so it's important for us to have all these blogs out there talking about this stuff. And like I said, you don't have to write well. You just be able to make a coherent sentence, and you can do it. There's no one is incapable of at least doing something. And seriously consider creating your own blog. Now, another thing, if you feel up to it, if you feel like this is something you want to do, is consider starting a YouTube channel. Now, I have a YouTube channel. Dan, you have a YouTube channel. James, I believe you have one, don't you?
Yeah. Last time I put anything up of my own up there, it's been a while.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Before you go on to the YouTube channel there's kind of a little slide in between writing a blog and running on Tumblr. Oh, dear God, James, what have you fucking done? Do you realize the carnage that you will create? There will be feminist tears, you fucking cis shitlord.
I know.
I'm hearing the Empire song fucking playing in the background as the gears in your head. Anyways, but there is one little slide in between. Memes, guys. Make the memes.
Yes, absolutely.
And that goes on, that can float on Tumblr and Twitter. But they are a great little message generator.
Yes.
I know the Ticklish Quill out there. Give a good shout out to him because he has some incredible memes about rape and rape culture, and he just there were lots of feminist tears. He's another one of those cis shitlords.
Twitter. Putting those memes up on Twitter. Oh man, that gets a lot of views. People like looking at those images. It catches their attention. And that's another good idea is doing the whole meme thing. But yeah, for a YouTube channel, you don't have to show your face. If you go over to my YouTube channel, you'll see sometimes I show my face, sometimes I don't. The last 2 or 3 videos I put up were I took a video camera and set it on the dash of my truck while I was driving and just videoed that. And then I took that video and laid my voice over the top of that video track, and that's the last couple of videos, and people seem to like those a lot. So I'm thinking about doing more of those, more of them like that. If you don't even want to use your own voice, there's that text-to-speech software out there that you can buy. That there's several people that are using that and have very popular channels using that. So there again, that's YouTube, and of course then there's a Vimeo, and there's I think another one out there, another video hosting site.
Daily
but Motion. yeah, that's it, Dailymotion. And
throw them up on Facebook.
Yep. And see that's another way to get the message out there. Now imagine if a feminist puts up one of her bullshit videos, and within 2 days there's 200 or 300 videos calling her out on her bullshit. See, the thing you got to remember about feminists is it's a popularity contest. When feminism isn't popular anymore, there's not going to be that many of them around anymore. They'll leave. They'll quit. They'll shut up. So the more unpopular we make feminism, the more or the less feminists there will be, because most of them are not going to put up with the pushback. They're just not going to do it. They'll keep their mouth shut. And I have experienced this myself on Twitter over the past month or so. People, I would pin them down and say, "Are you a feminist?" And they would ignore the question, or they would dodge the question. They wouldn't want to answer. A simple question, "Are you a feminist?" They wouldn't want to answer it. Now, think about what would happen if that was more widespread.
Well, it's because, and this is just kind of my personal theory. It's because they're a bunch of they're riding on the heels of Dworkinite bullyism. Dworkin feminism being a bully, and Solanus, basically I'll shoot you. The violent days, they're riding on the coattails of that, and they're also using proxy violence too. What's her name there out in University of Wyoming, who made the false rape allegations against herself there. Oh shit. James, do you know who I'm talking about?
What are you talking about?
University of Wyoming chick who made the rape threats against herself.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't know a name.
Damn, I know her name.
I don't know her name, but
I know his name.
I do. I know that name. But anyways, yeah. They're willing to use proxy violence to kind of promote their message. So be careful about that. Like really, really, watch that. And there is that old saying about something about a tiger being its most ferocious at near the end of its days. Well, I would expect feminism to be fairly ferocious in the upcoming year, and we should be we should be careful about that stuff.
Well, I just I'm not going to say who it is, but I just received some information just while we were on the show on the air right now. There is an MRA that all three of us know, and if you've been on Twitter, you probably know him. Someone started calling and harassing his mother, and he's afraid that they're going to find out where he works and start calling and harassing there, and he can't lose his job, so he's basically just left. He folded everything. He quit. He shut his Twitter account down. He shut his Skype account down, and he's just gone. And this happened, like I saw when he shut his Skype account down, because it come up on my Skype that that he had left a chat room that I'm in this morning, and he shut his Twitter account down last night. So, this is the kind of thing that they will do.
Expect them to play dirty.
Yeah.
Don't expect them to play nice.
Nope.
Aaron Fitzy has said it before. She gives us history on what they like to do, what they're capable of, and she hits it right on the nail right on the head when she says it's a multi-billion-dollar evil empire. This is what we're going up against, and we're making headway. We're making lots of frickin' headway against. But be aware of things and think things through. They're going to get desperate, and their attacks are going to be slightly more virulent. I would imagine. They're not going to.
But the thing about it is there's strength in numbers.
There is.
No, they're not going to give us money.
Yeah. They're approximately 75 to 77% of the population won't identify as feminists because they know that they smell the horse shit, the cow shit, fucking a mile away, and they won't identify as feminists. They believe in equality. They just don't. They just recognize feminism for what it is, just another hate-filled ism like racism, sexism, fascism, whatever ism you want to attach to it. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And see, there's safety in numbers. The more of us that are out there, the harder it's going to be for them to pick us off one at a time. Because we'll cover each other.
They
just want to point out,
right, James?
I said they stack that shit working wide.
Okay, I just want to point out that university student, her name was Meg Lanker Simmons. That was the woman out in University of Wisconsin. Thanks, Mean Gene, for that. Appreciate you looking that up there, brother. But yeah, expect them to pull false flag bullshit. I would really love a fucking solution to that fucking that threat that went through to for Anita Sarkeesian down at the University of Utah. I want to find out who that fucker is. Who that fucking whoever did that. I got my suspicions that it was one of the feminist crew, but I don't care who it is.
Yeah, it's one of her crew. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my suspicions, but I don't care who it is. That that fucker needs to be yarded out and brought before a competent court and held accountable for his the shit that they caused. I don't know who it is. I don't care which side it is, but free speech must reign supreme. It must be sacrosanct, and fucktards like that put it in jeopardy.
Yeah, well, I would bet money that it was one of her crew, and I'm not exactly sure that it was a man. I think it might have been a woman. I say, you look at the way it's written. I don't think it was a man. But anyway, but guys, seriously,
I have no
think
idea
about
what it was, who it was, whatever. Yeah, that shit's got to stop. Danielle,
yeah, the guys.
That's another one. That was a Canadian version of that, lower scale, but that was another one. And who the fuck was the first to offer a reward, put a bounty on these fuckers' heads? Wasn't the feminists. No. They bitched and moaned and whined and started a Twitter campaign about it. No. That's what they fucking did. We put a bounty on these fuckers' heads. So who's fucking serious about free speech and rights? It ain't the fucking feminists. It ain't feminism. Sorry, guys. I kind of got on a little bit of a soapbox there.
which should bring us to another wonderful vehicle of free speech, which is YouTube.
Yep. We were talking about a while ago about people, starting their own YouTube channels. Another thing, guys, about that, like I said, you start your own channel. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. You don't even have to use your voice if you don't want to. But another thing you might want to think about, if you do want to show your face, or if you do want to just use your voice but not show your face, is get some of your MRA friends together and do a hangout. Set you up a hangout. Do it once a week or once a month or whenever you feel like it, and just get the ideas out there that there's a whole lot of people that are interested in talking about and having a fact-based discussion, a rational discussion about men's rights, and a bunch of people who are tired of feminism. We're tired of the bullshit. The more voices we have out there, the more individual voices we have out there, the easier this is going to be. The more of an impact it will make. So seriously, think about that, guys. You will make a bigger impact than you know. Even if you only have 50 subscribers or 100 subscribers. You look at Karen Strong, I forgot how many she's got now, 30 or 40,000 or something like that. And I've got less than 500. But I still do the videos because it's a numbers game. Just having more voices talking about this stuff makes an impact. But guys, I think we got about 5 minutes left, maybe a little less. Let's do a round robin real quick. Danny, why don't you start us off on that?
Okay. Know your facts. Know your numbers. Be able to refute the typical feminist bullshit. Don't be afraid of the typical feminist fucking horse shit either. Misogyny. It's rapey, fuckface, whatever. Fuck. Tell them, they can tell them, let them know that they can just fucking shut up. It has no effect on you. Stick to your talking points. Don't let them drag you down into the frickin' mud either. Don't wrestle with a sow. They'll just drag you down into the dirt and get you dirty anyways. Know your audience, target your audience. What kind of a message are they going to be receptive to? Partner up when you're postering. Always have a wingman. I always got Jeb with me, so yeah, I do have technically I do have a wingman. He's as good as 5 feminists. Fuck, easy. And that's just when he cocks his leg. Never mind when he barks. That's about all I got to say on it.
All right, James?
I think all the major points were already hit.
Yeah. Blogs, YouTube channels, guys, those are important. Making comments in comment sections of major media publications, those are important. When you're having an argument with a feminist online, just keep in mind that you're not trying to change that feminist mind. You're trying to change the minds of the people who are watching you have this argument. Just realize you're trying to make her look like an idiot and trying to get the facts out there for other people to see it, not her or him, that feminists, because you're not going to change their mind. That's not the point of the game. That's not the aim of what you should try to be doing. Because there's people that watch that stuff. They sit back and they won't say anything. They'll watch those arguments. So, yeah. Try to find something. Start a Twitter account. I want to tell you something. I have a lot of fun on Twitter, messing with these feminists, and you know, I've made a lot of friends on Twitter, and I've had a lot of people that I've never heard of before come up and start talking to me about this stuff. And it seems like that the entire Twitter anti-feminist and MRM community on Twitter, the group is growing. It's getting bigger, and the feminists are not liking that a whole lot. But yeah, James, brother, thanks for coming on with us tonight and helping us with this and sharing your points of view and your expertise in this area. I hope everyone had a good New Year, and we will see you all next week. Danny, you want to take us home?
Sure, Jack. See you next week, folks. Thanks for joining us here at Blue Collar Red Pill Radio. And remember, you can lead a feminist to logic, but you can't make them think.
Good night, everybody.
Dan and Jack hope you have enjoyed this episode of Blue Collar Red Pill. The song The Last Ones by the band Jazar is used under Creative Commons license and has been modified for this show. Please visit antimisandry.com and avoiceformen.com for more information on the men's human rights movement.